Thank you. Okay. Sorry, Norwegians, you have seen some of these pictures before. But I don't think all of you has seen the pictures I'm going to use. What do we do when all winds are changing? I think we have got quite many inputs before lunch that something is changing. We can't direct the wind, but we can adjust the sails. Chris talked about the paradigm shift going on. And now I will switch to my marketing glasses, because I will see this, hopefully, with a marketing perspective. Have you seen this one before? We have entered the age of the customer, which means that empowered buyers demand a new level of customer obsession. I was quite surprised when I saw this one. Not the fact that we have entered the age of the customer, but the transformation started as early as around 2010. And tourism has changed a lot these last years, and tourism is still changing. We are talking about the end of tourism as we know it. Tourists doesn't want to be seen as tourists any longer. They want to be seen as temporary locals. Customer, they want new experiences. And these new experiences, they are often distributed and to some extent also created by new partners, new companies, perhaps Finnair, or examples like Airbnb. This could be an experience where some customers want to join local Norwegians celebrating the National Day, the 17th of May. Digitalization and mobile technology open up new markets for us. It also totally changed the cost picture related to marketing. This is me, 4:30 this morning. I have shaved. That was a joke. You and I, we are overloaded with marketing messages. I don't care about campaigns. I don't care when I see the ad on the SAS flight from Stockholm to Luleå. We stop listening to us as marketeers. We start to listen to each other. And you and I, as consumers, we are the new marketeers. How will that affect us? Customers, they are more active, they want to participate, and they want to do it all year round. And you and I, we only focus at what is relevant for us. Only what is relevant for us. Here, exemplified with a picture from a person representing the millennial generation. You've probably heard this. I want what I want, when I want it, where I want it. And all this means that we have to customize both deliveries and market communication to a level we have never been close to before. That will be the future. The future traveler will also sail the globe. And meaningful experiences will be taken to an even higher level. And I think that this short movie points in that direction. Do you know something? It's more sustainable not to have the sound. No. Our industry is driven by two main global drivers. The first one is the focus on individualization. The second one is the focus on digitalization. And we have made 5 bullet points where we have tried to explain how this inflect or complicate the picture for our industry. I will not go into all these because they are in a way covered with the speakers before lunch. But I want to highlight one of them, which says that experiences are individual, and because of that, in-depth customer insight will be a very important competitive factor. That one is a big challenge for us, I believe. As far as I can see, it's only the big tourism companies who really dig into that one. But if we are going to succeed in the future, all of us need to dig into more knowledge related to in-depth customer insight. I think actually that this one is also covered from some of the speakers earlier today. But I want you to focus on this one. What you want to experience. I think you used the same angle from Finnair. What you want to experience and share is more important than where you go. Where you go is just a consequence. Okay, with all this destination marketing we worked with, destination campaigns, that mess up the total picture. But I believe this is the future. So the really big change as we see it is to move from a product focus to a customer focus in both communication and delivery. Now, probably quite many of you will state that, Trond, we are already there. We put the customer first, always. I'm not sure. When I worked in a company called Spitsbergen Travel, today Hurtigruten Svalbard, we were quite successful. We earned money. But we also had some big launches, new products, and we didn't succeed. And today I can see that we cared about ourselves. What we wanted to do, not what the customer need was. So to meet the future, we believe that we need to care about or to connect the product development, the communication, the customer needs, the motivation the customer has, etc., etc., etc. Do we need to change working methods? Do we need to change mindset? Yes, I think we have to do that. And we need to develop new tools to meet the future. And it's time for new methods. This is how we normally have worked, and I believe to some extent still we work in this way. UK is an important market. We want people from the London region. Should be probably people from the silver generation. Wealthy, because then we probably earn more money also. Normally quite many of them are self-employed, they travel around the world, probably like dogs, fast cars, good wives, they have grown up children, they have been married, they are probably divorced, and they have married again. And then you get these two. And of course, when we see these two pictures, I think we all agree that we would not promote the same experiences in the same channels with the same marketing message to Prince of Wales and Prince of Darkness. It's obvious that this is the way we have done it, and to a large extent, this is the way we do it. In traditional segmentation methods, these are socio-demographic twins. If we start and look into the customer needs, we also get different results. This is an example from the Varanger Peninsula, where Vadsø Fjord Hotel now is the birders' base camp. It's a base camp for activities. And like that, they are much more relevant for their customers. They also get totally different feedback on, for example, TripAdvisor. Tour operators also adapt. This picture is from a global tour operator called G Adventures. They have their headquarters in Canada. They operate with travel styles. Of course, Trond 55, I'm not only in one of these travel styles. It's depending on what I want to do. But right now, I should really like to do some active things. And if I enter their page, I meet Mark. And you know something? Mark and I, we are lookalikes. The difference is that Mark is 55. No, sorry, that was wrong. I'm 55. Mark is probably 26 or something. But we like the same type of experiences, etc. And I dig into this page and I see what Mark likes to do. And Mark likes hiking. I also like hiking. Okay, I read more about the hiking and see that, oh shit, I would really like to go to Patagonia. And do you know something, Trond? These are the 3 products you should choose from. It's a conclusion. The product is a conclusion. And do you know what I would prefer? This one. Hike Patagonia in depth. So, which way do we choose to go? How do we maneuver when we will work with marketing in the future? Taking into consideration all the ongoing changes. the paradigm shift related to marketing. Most of all, what this is really about is that you and I, we are changing. We are changing. I read one article, was it last week? Yevgenia also touched into that topic in her presentation. And that was all, it was actually posted by Facebook themselves. It said that in the future, I will not care about my Facebook feed. Shit, what's going on? I copy my children. They are never looking into Facebook. But in the future, the feed will not be important. Okay, in some way it will be important. But the message is that you and I will move into communities. And how can we then find the customers? We can do this in different ways. So what we thought we should do now is that I can tell how we have worked and our, call it, model in northern part of Norway. Then Johanna will tell how you're thinking in Swedish Lapland. And, sorry, I don't remember your name. Katarina from House of Lapland will tell how you're thinking in Finnish Lapland. In northern part of Norway, destination companies, clusters, Northern Norway tourist boards, and we have tried to loop in as many people as possible. We have created what we call a strategic compass to meet the future. A compass to connect communication and deliveries, to focus on motivations and reason to go first instead of demographics, which gives us a similar language, helps us to cooperate, which tell us which customers we should prioritize, which is a tool that helps us to have the right focus when we work with sustainable development. It's simply a compass and tool to create a competitive advantage to meet the future based on the ongoing changes. Our compass don't have directions such as west, north, east and south, but rather people motivations. We have tried to identify the motivations, understanding the real reason to go, and identifying the opposites. These 4 directions, as you see here, represent the deep drivers of motivation and the emotional needs that lie behind. At the same time, these are common and applies to most people. The first target group is the green target group, which we have called togetherness. A bond between people is a strong feeling of friendship, love, or shared beliefs and experiences that unites them. This bond is characterized by emotions such as affection and trust. It's all about getting closer to each other. This is the main motivation for the trip and a very important element. Typically, families, friends, couples, teams, etc., where the main goal is to be together and build new and greater bonds and common memories. This need is important to understand. So don't rush through a to-do list, but make sure it's time for social bonding. The second target group is the blue one, which we have called spectacular nature. It's all about getting closer to nature, recharge, reload, take a time out and get empowered by nature. This can be done in many forms. It can be challenging, give feeling of freedom or nature's nature's greatness. Then we have the red target group, which we have called culture and learning. It's all about getting closer on others. Traditions, history, or modern art. To learn something new. It's about localhood, not to be a tourist, but be part of the community that you visit. Then we have the yellow target group, which we have called wellness or balanced lifestyle. Equanimity and clarity. It's all about getting closer to yourself. This is actually one of the fastest growing segments in the world. Our lives are more and more hectic and stressful. Technology made us always on. This is for those who need to take a time off. Log off to log in. Digital detox, no stress. Take time to recover and get balanced. Find inner peace. A place to breathe where body and soul is in harmony. And then we have the fifth one, the purple one, which is not as driven by motivation as the four others. We have called them attraction seekers, bucket list seekers, iconic north, where you want to see the main attractions, the natural wonders. You want to see classic Arctic Europe, or you want to see Arctic Europe in a nutshell.